The Dark Fortress Raids event is here. This is an event that introduces a brand new Dark Fortress raid voyage for 1 week, and these raid voyages are kind of like a combination of sea forts and ghost fleets. Not only are they easily the best voyage we've ever seen for people trying to hit Pirate Legend since they give such a large amount and variety of treasure, but they will also give you an insane amount of gold. When I was doing a bunch to test them out to gather information for this video, I earned over 120,000 gold each time I completed it without even having an emissary flag. But how does it work? Starting from the top, you'll be able to find these voyages under the special voyages tab at the quest table on your ship. Each player has just 3 of them, but if you want to do more, you can always find people who still need to do theirs and join in on that. Also make sure that when you select this voyage to dive to the location. I'm not sure if sailing to them causes some kind of issue or something, but there was a thing on the main menu earlier that said to make sure to dive to them, so to be safe, this is probably a good thing to do. Once you pop back up out of the water after diving to the raid, you'll see the sea fort and it'll start shooting cannons at you like a regular sea fort, but as you approach, you'll see some ghost ships start to spawn. All you have to do in the first segment of this voyage is defeat 3 of these ships. Just as it usually works, each of these ships will only need to be hit 3 times in order to defeat them, and once you're done, you'll immediately be put into phase 2, where you'll need to head back to the fort and start fighting off waves of phantoms, similar to how you would complete a normal sea fort. It's also important to mention that unlike normal sea forts, where you only need to look for a single key for the treasure room at the top of the fort, at the Dark Fortress, you can actually find a second key that can be used to open the cell at the bottom of the fort that's usually just open. And you'll probably want to find both because both have quite a lot of loot, and these keys can be found in any container at any point during the voyage or even after, but in my experience, looking for them as I fight through the phantoms is the most efficient way to go about it. To get to the next phase of the Dark Fortress, you'll need to fight 7 waves of these phantoms before encountering the standard sea fort boss. Defeating him will cause a key to drop, again similar to a standard sea fort, which allows you to open the larger vault downstairs. But in this fort, there will be a secondary locked area inside of the vault that can only be opened by finishing the next 2 phases. Also, it's probably good to be aware that the next phase will start immediately after opening this door. The next phase is pretty much the same as phase 1, as the ghost ships start spawning in and circling around the fort, and once again you'll need to fight just 3 of these ships to complete it. After defeating 3, the rest will despawn, and you'll be put into the final phase of the Dark Fort. In the 4th phase, a Phantom Jailer boss and his crew will spawn in. This fight is very similar mechanically and in difficulty to the first boss that you encounter, but once you defeat him, he'll drop the 4th and final key, which can be used to open the secondary part of the main vault at the bottom of the fort. At this point, you've finished the fort, completed the voyage, and all you'll need to do is pick up your loot. This fort took me about 15 minutes to complete at a pretty regular pace. It could definitely be a lot faster or take a bit longer depending on your crew size and skill level. This event doesn't have any cosmetic prizes or anything like that, but I think that with the amount of gold you can earn and the potential for gaining massive amounts of reputations over the next week makes it very worth participating in. But what do you think?